So what is the Transportation Improvement Program? A 3-year priority list of federally funded transportation projects. In addition, transportation projects, TIP has to be included with the list of other transportation projects that utilize state and/or local funding sources and need to be consistent with the Metropolitan Transportation Plan, or MTP, to be eligible for federal funds. The MTP for Clark County is the region's principal transportation planning document and represents a regional transportation plan for Clark County, developed through a coordinated process between local jurisdictions, agencies, and the public in order to develop regional solutions. The first MTIP in Clark County was adopted in 1982. It was not referenced at that point as an MTIP, but more a regional effort to get it off the ground, and has been updated subsequently multiple times since, the last being 2007, 2008. TIP, developed by Southwest Washington Regional Transportation Council through a cooperative and coordinated process. Metropolitan Planning Organization for the region, RTC, selects and prioritizes projects programmed in the TIP. The development process, project screening for consistency with local and regional policies, evaluation and ranking of projects by an adopted selection criteria. So there'll be specific selection criteria for a proposed major roadway project versus a bike pedestrian improvement or local neighborhood improvement. Project selection and programming based on evaluation and ranking. The illustration you see before you, and hopefully you can see it in the audience, shows the concurrency and the overlap between the MTP and land use, the relationship between transportation and land use. So specifically for transportation, you have goals that are set, system needs, as well as federal programs. And combining that with the development goals of quality of life, environment, and economy. Why do we update our 6-year transportation improvement plan? The first is obvious, to be in compliance with revised Code of Washington and our own municipal code. Comply with the MTIP, prioritize transportation projects, provide accurate cost estimates, remove completed projects, of course, and adjust anticipated design and construction schedules as those get pushed out further. Specifically, with municipal code, we have criteria and there's emphasis on level of service, LOS. This is very similar to a report card, A being good and F not being good. So you go from low volume and high speeds and no delays all the way down to a forced flow or failure, specifically for intersections. This is right out of our capital facility plan that was adopted in 2006. Please note, upper left-hand corner, that these are projected for 2023 future conditions. Specifically the Fs in red, SR 14 and 2nd, B Street and 15th, 17th. Of course, the name change has occurred since then with River Road, Pendleton, and Main Street. Bicycle and pedestrian projects, these are provided in tonight's packet. As you'll see, the prioritization on the far left side actually starts with BP4. There's projects that have been removed, that have been completed since the original adoption in 2006. Major roadway projects, 5 prioritizations, 1 through 7. Neighborhood projects, the emphasis for the neighborhood projects is traffic calming / pedestrian enhancement. This again was adopted in our 2006 capital facility plan that is due to be updated. With that, the recommendation from staff this evening is to open the public hearing I did want to note that there will be a second public hearing on August 2nd. At that time, staff will be recommending action to follow.
Thank you, Trevor. With that, I will open the public hearing and ask for any comments from the public in regards to the 2011 through 2016 Transportation Improvement Program.
Mike Riggs, 2868 West 9th, Washougal. My opinion was just looking at the slideshow. Any intersection has an F by the year 2023. I'll be looking at that now in the very near future so we don't hit an F in 2023. The future's going to come in Washougal very, very quickly. If you wait till 2020 to do something, it's going to be very expensive. Not to mention, I don't know what the grade would be at that point, but you might lose lives. So my opinion as a person living here is to do whatever you can to bring those grades up to passable levels by 2023 or before. Thank you.
Thank you. Mrs. Terrell.
A couple of items. One was there was a letter to the editor in the Columbian, I guess it was, and the man talked about spending all this money on paint. His idea was that you're going to take E Street and restripe it, and that was it. So I think we need some more PR on what is actually happening, because I think I remember Trevor talking about old sewers and a whole bunch of stuff like that. So the public needs to be a little bit better informed, because the TV's not that good on Monday nights, so maybe they should be here finding out what's really going on. The second thing I wanted to say is I received a notice from the Planning Commission and on G Street, and I talked to Mitch today. I don't know why they chose to include G Street, but they did. And that means that all the houses on the south side of G Street are going to be zoned commercial, which doesn't make a lot of sense to me. I do believe that there should be development of small businesses along East Street. This is going to be our main street someday, I hope. But taking the south side of a residential street and turning it commercial doesn't make any sense to me. And I hope that you will consider that. From G Street to E Street, where I live, and of course the street curves, but anyway, is 400 feet. I don't think there are very many businesses that require small businesses 400 feet from one end to the other. Thank you.
Thank you. Yes.
I'm Alvin Nelson. I live at 1803 32nd Street between R and S Street, and I've already spoke a couple of times about the dangers and how narrow the road is and how, all that. One suggestion I made to one fellow was, why couldn't they, if they couldn't do anything else for a while, why couldn't they make that a safety corridor with double lines or something to slow people down a little bit, like they have at Spirit Mountain and some of these places. They have a safety corridor, like where the sidewalks end on top and the sidewalks begin down at the bottom. I don't know if that's possible or not.